Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Sunday. It's week 4 of the NFL. I'm sorry I could not do it Thursday Night Football week 4, but I will recap it. I had some technical difficulties, but they've been fixed now. I'm back online, so you will get week 4, the rest of it today, and I'll recap Thursday night's game for you momentarily. But we're going to talk about today's Browns game right now. It's still going on. So we're going to call this a halftime third quarter, actually third and / fourth quarter show, we're going to call it. But it's week 4. We're talking about today's Browns game, all of today's action that's going on. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. NFL Football Sunday trivia question, I should say, for week 4. And it's a Minnesota Vikings trivia question, who the Browns are playing. Which Vikings wide receiver set the single-game season rookie touchdown reception record? I will have the answer later in the podcast. Well, it's week 4 of the NFL. The Cleveland Browns are in Minneapolis, Minnesota, taking on the Minnesota Vikings at US Bank Stadium. And right now, the Browns are leading 11-7 at the end of the third quarter. And Minnesota has the ball at it's 3-13 at the Minnesota 26. They have it. And when the fourth quarter gets underway, it's been an interesting first half and third quarter between the Browns and the Vikings. And the Browns had a turnover on downs at the beginning of the game, and the Vikings got the ball back, and they scored a touchdown, and took the early 7-0 lead. Kirk Cousins' pass, short right, complete to the Cleveland end zone, made by, I think it was Jordan Jefferson at the Cleveland end zone for a gain of 12 yards. And a 12-yard TD. Whoa. And Greg Joseph's extra point is good. It was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, Kareem Hunt, who was already rushed for 50 yards already in this game today, rushed left guard Minnesota end zone for a 1-yard touchdown. Then there was a 2-point conversion. Baker Mayfield steps back. The catch made by Andy Janovich in the Minnesota end zone, and it was a gain of yards and the 2 yards, and the 2-point conversion attempt succeeded, and it's 11-7 Browns. And then they tried to score a touchdown, the Browns, but could not do it. And Chase McLaughlin's 48-yard field goal attempt was good, and center he led the holder and Jamie Gillian, and it was 11-7 Browns right now. But the Browns now have the Minnesota still has the ball, first and 10, second and third at the Cleveland 37. And Kareem Hunt has already rushed for 50 yards in this game today. So we will see what happens if the Browns can hold off and really get the victory in this game today. And I think they're gonna get it. I think they will come away with the win. Excuse me. But if Minnesota wants to win, they really got to step it up, because they have only have one touchdown, but they are threatening at the 34, 37. It's in the fourth with 13-13 left to go in the fourth quarter. We're going to talk about the Browns. It's been interesting, but I think they're going to get the win in this, because they've been looking good, and it's close. It's not that. It's only a 4-point lead for the Browns right now, and they do want to score, but they got to stop Minnesota and Kirk Cousins. Now we're going to talk about the other action going on in the NFL today and do the picks of the week. Actually, before we do that, we're going to recap the game from Thursday night, which was the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Cincinnati won that one 24-14 at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. First quarter, Jordan Robinson, or Jake Robinson, excuse me, rushed right guard to Cincinnati end zone for a 6-yard TD. Wright's field goal is extra point is good, and it was 7-0 Jaguars. And the Jaguars had that early lead. And Cincinnati kicked a field goal, but it was a missed field goal. And then it was the second quarter. At the beginning of the second quarter, and then Trevor Lawrence scrambles right tackle to Cincinnati end zone for a 7-yard TD. Wright's extra point is good. It was 14-0 Jacksonville. And so there were two punts at the end of the first quarter, and then Cincinnati went 3-0 again and had the punt, and Jacksonville had a turnover on downs, and it was Trevor Lawrence rushed right to Cincinnati for a 1-yard. Was tackled by Wilson and Larry Obijobi at the Cincinnati 1, and it was a no gain. And so that's why it was a turnover on downs. And then near the end of the first half, and then they had a penalty on the second play, but it was 2nd and 10, and for Cincinnati, and then the Bengals had the ball at the end of the first half, and it was 14-0 at halftime. Then in the third quarter, that's when the Bengals scored and took over the game. They took Joe Burrow pass short left to left complete to Jacksonville 20, catch made by Uzoma at the Jacksonville 20. It was a 22-yard touchdown. 22-yard touchdown. And the extra point by McPherson was good, and it was 14-7 Jacksonville. And then Jacksonville had the punt. They went 3 and out after 3 plays and 3 yards. And then in the third, Joe Nixon rushed the left guard to Jacksonville for the 1-yard touchdown. McPherson's extra point was good, and it was Jaguars and Bengals tied at 14 at the end of the third quarter. In the fourth, Jake Robinson rushed left to Cincinnati for a 1-yard tackle by Cincinnati. Cincinnati won. Jacksonville challenged the runner, broke the plane, and the play was overturned. Robinson rushed to Cincinnati end zone for a 4-yard touchdown. Wright's field goal was good. It was 21-14. Well, this is when Cincinnati took over. Joe Burrow pass deep left complete to Uzoma for a 31-yard. It was a touchdown. It was a penalty on Jacksonville, though. You'll leave some hands, defensive 5 yards, but a 31-yard touchdown for Cincy. McPherson's extra point is good. It was 21-21. Then I gotta. The Jacksonville Jaguars had 6 plays and 25 yards and that's a punt. And then the Bengals tried to score a touchdown, but they weren't able to get into the end zone. But they did get into field goal range. And McPherson's 35-yard field goal attempt is good. It was 24-21. And nonetheless, the Bengals get the win in this game. And the game balls. And I meant to tell you for our last... excuse me. I want to see what this guy... For week 2, Aaron Jones and the Green Bay Packers were my player and team of the week. And then last week, it was Browns defensive back Myles Garrett was my player of the week, and the Browns are my team of the week last week. So we'll see who gets it for this week. James Robinson, that's who it was. Not Jake Robinson, but James Robinson has made those plays for Jacksonville. I'm sorry. The game balls that they give out because Cincinnati deserves them. Joe Burrow, 25 of 32 carries and attempts, 348 yards, 2 touchdowns. Joe Mixon. That's Mixon, not Nixon. Excuse me. I made a mistake. 16 attempts, 67 yards, 1 touchdown, and CJ Uzoma. 5 receptions, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns. So that was a great game for the Bengals. And this coming Thursday, when we kick off Week 5, will be the Rams and the Seahawks in Seattle. I just want to let you know that. Right now, we will get to the picks of the week in just a moment. We will get to the picks of the week in just a moment, but right now it is time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Week 4 NFL trivia question. The Browns did have the ball, and now Minnesota's got it again, and it's first and 10 at Minnesota 30. The Browns they've had to punt a few times this quarter. Uh-oh. Damn it. They've had Minnesota's had a couple no gains, and the Browns Minnesota's had to punt a lot this quarter. And the Browns had it too, but they just weren't able to score. They got tackled. There was a turnover on downs, I believe. Which Vikings wide receivers set the single game season rookie touchdown reception record? And if you said Randy Moss, you are correct. At the end of the 1998 regular season, Moss was named Pro Bowl starter and NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. His rookie record, 17 touchdown receptions. I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. And my brother-in-law and I both took Cincinnati, so we're already 1-0 on our picks so far. The Indianapolis Colts are taking on the Miami Dolphins in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. I have taken Miami, and so is my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. He has taken Miami as well. The Detroit Lions are taking on the Chicago Bears in Chicago at Soldier Field. I have taken Chicago, and so is my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. The Browns are taking on the Vikings at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. My brother-in-law is taking the Browns, and so have I. The Washington football team is taking on the Atlanta Falcons at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. I've taken Washington. My brother-in-law has taken Washington as well. The Buffalo Bills are taking on the Houston Texans at Bills Stadium in Buffalo, New York. We've both taken Buffalo, my brother-in-law and I. The New York Giants taking on the New Orleans Saints at Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. We've both taken New Orleans for that one. We've taken that team. So we'll finish this right after this with the second half.